I've worked with hundreds of parents, but I see one thing in common. Most parents are trying incredibly hard to help their child communicate, but sometimes they end up focusing on the wrong thing. But it's not your fault because nobody teaches parents this. So today I'm sharing 10 things that I wish every parent knew before they start to teach speech at home. I'm not going to just tell you what not to do. I'm also going to tell you what to do instead, and I'm going to give you a lot of examples. Ask fewer questions, but instead of questions, do a lot of commenting. Instead of asking, "What is this?" go, "It's a dog." "It's Pluto." Instead of asking, "What color is this?" go, "It's a red cap." Red. Because language is not learned through quizzes and questions, but language is learned naturally based on what they hear in their surroundings. So give a lot of language for them to hear and less quizzing language. Instead of "Who's knocking the door?" you can say, "Oh, I hear a sound. I think it's Daddy. Daddy's home." Instead of "What are you doing?" just say, "I'm walking the dog." Walk, 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 walking the dog. Teach words that your child can actually use in everyday life. You don't need to teach them ABCs, colors, and shapes, and all of that because they're anyway going to learn that in school. What they really require from you is communicative words like come, sit, no, more, stop, do this, put it in, take it off. Instead of just teaching the names of animals or farm animals, teach it with action like they are eating, they are sleeping, they are grazing, they are running. For example, if your child loves Oreos, then that is a very good word to start teaching first because there's going to be more communicative opportunities to use the word Oreo rather than starfruit. Teach relational words and not just names of people like "my turn," "all done," "it's gone," "sit here," "bring that," "stick it here." Don't just say the words, but teach and show the meaning. For example, if you're going to teach the word hot, help your child touch a hot glass water or touch the side of the fridge and make them say, "Oh, that's hot. That fridge is hot. The sambar is hot. The phone is hot." Embed language into experiences, not just flashcards and books. That is incomplete learning. The children have to learn in an experience. So the next time, let's say you're making chapati dough, you can teach them mix, roll, let's punch, let's pull it apart, let's roll it. It's dry, let's add more water, or let's add oil, let's apply ghee. Involve your child in actions and experiences and then give language along. That will help solidify learning. Don't just use your mouth when you're talking, but use your whole body. Gestures and non-verbal communication make up the most of communication. It's like almost 90% of human communication is non-verbal. Make sure you're using more of that and not just relying on verbal language. It's huge. Where did it go? Where? No. Mine. My turn. Grandma is calling. Grandma is calling. Talk with your child more than you talk at them or talk to them. It means less of "don't do that," "sit here," "come here," "look at this book," "don't move." This is all talking at your child or talking to your child. But you have to talk with them. What does that look like? It starts with not talking. Observe what your child is doing. If you've given them a car and instead of driving the car, they are looking at the car, instead of instructing them on how to play with the car, which changes the whole dynamics into a teacher student dynamic, which most children do not respond to. Keep it natural and playful. Pause and observe what your child is doing and talk with them. Meaning, oh, it's a car. It's a tiny car. It has four wheels. Car, vroom, vroom car. As your child is looking at the car, you're giving language. So you're joining in, you're doing it together, you're learning language together, you're talking with your child. If you're helping your child wash their hand and instead of washing, they're just playing with the water, then you can just say, splash, splash, splash. Oh, my hands are wet too. Oh, the water is so cold. Now, this point is where many parents are confused because you hear two conflicting advice. One is you have to talk a lot to your child. Keep on talking, talk all throughout the day. Another is you have to focus on words, you have to enunciate words and drag them out and speak a lot of one words. So you're like confused, should I talk more or should I talk less? Always talk just above what your child is currently at. Example, if your child is not at all talking yet, then you're not going to talk in long sentences, but you're going to stick to one words and two word combinations. Or if your child is at a phrase or a sentence level, they're just beginning there, then that is what you'll talk more of. Or if they're doing one words like ball, then you can say let's play ball. You can do one step above what they're currently talking. So your job is not just the quantity, that is important too, to keep giving language to children, but it's also about the quality. So think of giving rich language input. When I say rich, it means different vocabulary, functional words, and words that are associated with visuals and experiences. These are all the things we just saw. Create opportunities for your child to communicate. So this means like if you're giving lunch at 1 p.m. every day, one day at 1 p.m. when lunch is ready on the table, don't take the plate and just wait and see what your child is doing. And then you can say, oh, I'm hungry. I need to eat. Get the plate. If you're continuously blowing bubbles, just keep it near your mouth, stop and look at your child. Create a little bit of discomfort, but remember, you're not creating stress in your child where they are like, no, give me, give me, give me, and they start crying and they are dysregulated. We're not going to that level, but just a tiny pause before you do something so that your child looks at you and they're expecting something from you, and then you say, let's blow the bubbles, and then you're blowing it. If you're giving your child a bowl of curd rice or porridge, just give it in a bowl and forget the spoon and see what your child does. They're looking around. Then you say, oh, I need the spoon. Mama, get the spoon. If these types of practical evidence-based strategies are helpful to you, consider subscribing. I make a lot of educational videos for parents. This is the most important thing you can take away even if you forget everything in this video. Aim to make your child laugh more than you aim to make your child talk. Frankly, all of us place too much emphasis on words when words do very little in communication. The interest, that desire to go to someone and tell something, the need to share my thoughts with someone, all that comes only because I like that someone and I want to talk to them. We therapists call this communication intent. The way to do that is to make them laugh. Think of how am I going to make my child laugh today? Once you get your child to laugh, it's going to become so much more easy to get them to communicate. It looks like taking a dinosaur and saying meow. And your child is like, what are you doing? And they're seeing that you're being silly. When your child is building blocks, take each block and keep it on your head. And then you do like, oh, where are the blocks? Where are the blocks? I know it's hard for parents, especially when you are worried that your child is having a speech delay or you're waiting for an autism diagnosis or anything like that. It's hard to be playful and fun. Do you want me to make a video on some fun, silly games that you can do with your child? Let me know in the comments and I will do it. Practice responsive parenting. This means like, again, starts with observing your child. See what they're bringing to you. See where they're looking at. See if they do something and look at you. That is a cue for you to respond to their initiation of communication. It's not even communication they're initiating a connection with you. They're seeking you when something new happens. They're looking at you when something bad happens. They bring something to you because they don't know what to do with it. These are all moments you can respond with communication and teach your child. So instead of just focusing on bringing toys or storybooks to interact with your child, wait for the moments when they initiate communication with you. And we think communicate again, this is our obsession with words, that we think communication and connection always starts with words. But for a child who's just starting to talk, this connection attempt is very non-verbal. It's just a look. It's like a small eye gaze and then back to what they're doing. Those are all your child trying to connect with you. So you have to observe them and respond to them. So if you're in a new place and your child sees something, some big structure at the mall, and then they look at you, then you go near them and say, oh, that's scary. That's so big. Let's run away. Let's take a step back. If your child gives you a pen and paper to draw something, then you can say, let's draw. Mummy, can you draw please? Can you draw a sun? Can you draw a lollipop? And as you keep doing, you talk. If they pull your hand towards the fridge to get the chocolate or juice, then say, I need something. I need some fruit. I need some chocolate, as you keep going. If they push something and smile at you like they've done something naughty, then you say, uh-oh, I'm sorry. Uh-oh, I was naughty. Oh, that's so silly. When your child realizes that you understand them, you're so in tune to their mind and their thoughts, they want to share more to you, and that will build more communication. Don't just focus on the first words or name call response or eye contact or any of these technical therapy things. Focus and count how long your child sat with you, how many times did they laugh with you today, how many times did you suppress your need to ask a question and you instead gave a comment or a description today, how good you got at responding to your child's communication intent. It's not just about avoiding a diagnosis or a label, but it's about building a child who is confident in their ability to communicate, who communicates easily and connects easily with people, and who doesn't feel like communication is effortful and hard. Because the thing with humans is, when we realize something is hard, we will not try it again. And remember, you don't have to do all of these 10 things immediately now. Take notes if you want. Replay this video and listen to it again so that you really understand these points. Even if you pick one idea and try it over a month, that's going to give you much more effect than looking for the next toy to buy or doing another worksheet.